Anybody else in your family play music?
My mother sang. My mother sang and danced at the Apollo Theater back in the 30s when they had a chorus line.
Yeah.
And let me see. I mean, and we always had musicians coming in and out of the house because, I mean, after she had 7 children, you know, I guess after the first 2 or 3, she decided that, well, she couldn't handle her stage career and raising kids, so she decided to raise kids. Thanks, Mom.
What was Young Sugar Blue like?
Oh, Young Sugar Blue. Well, man, I wanted to be, you know, it's like Sonny Boy Williamson used to wear a bowler hat.
Right.
Okay. So I bought me a bowler hat. And I was doing all of his tunes. So, I mean, you know, to me, I had decided that I was going to be a blues man no matter what it took. I said, well, if this is, I read somewhere that Sonny Boy had performed the streets for many years. And I said, well, if it's good enough for Sonny Boy Williamson, it's good enough for me. And that's when I started playing on the street.
Well, I read somewhere that's how Rolling Stones got hold of you, that Mick Jagger ran into you playing on the streets.
Well, I was playing, by that time, this was like the late 70s, I'd say 78. And I had been playing with cats like, Sonny Terry, Brownie McGee, and I had also played with Louisiana Red and Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson, he was a great influence on me. And I had moved my act, so to speak, to Paris. Mm-hmm. And I was playing the streets of Paris and playing in the metro.
Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee over here?
No, that was in New York City. That was in New York City. And I had, let me see, I had to move my act over to Paris. And I was playing in the metro, and I was playing the streets, you know, in the first R&D small, and all around Paris, actually. And I went to a party that a friend of mine threw, Zanta. Thank you very much. She was because though she didn't know, she was very influential in helping me get my first record done. Because it was there that I met Cubby Broccoli's right-hand man. And they were living right next to Mick Jagger. Mm-hmm. And he came down and he heard us playing at the party. And he said, look, I know, he said, man, Mick Jagger is in town and they're recording an album. And man, the way you play that harmonica, I'm sure that they could use you. And I said, yeah, sure, right, here. So I gave him my number. And Jagger called the next day. And so I thought it was somebody pulling my leg. I said, okay, this is one of my buddies there, you know, having some fun with me. So he said, well, yeah, man, you go out to the Bois de Boulogne, to the studio Pathé Marconi. And so I went out there.
You know, I thought you were going to say something like, yeah, right.
Yeah, well, yeah, man, I said, well, what the hell, you know, I'll give it a shot. And so I went out there, and I'm out there in the Bois de Boulogne, which was a trysting place for strange sexual couples, let's put it like that. And I'm out there, man, and there are people in all kinds of undress selling themselves and whatnot. And I'm saying, yeah, somebody set me up, okay? And so I'm like, and by this time the cab is gone, okay? I'm like, and it's about 25 to 30 mile walk back to Paris. And so I started banging on the doors, man. And after I hit the third door, I had decided, okay, never mind, I'm going to try and move my behind back to Paris. A small door popped open down the street, and Jagger stuck his head out, and he says, are you Sugar Blue? I said, Mick Jagger? He said, yeah, come on in. And hell, the rest is rock and roll history, pretty much. You know, that's because at that session I cut "Miss You" with them, cut a tune called "Down in the Hole," "When the Whip Comes Down," and a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, the way it came down, I ended up on 2 or 3 records with them.
What was it like being on tour?
Well, hey man, you know, I had never ridden in the Bentley before. You know, so it was pretty exciting. You know, it was like everybody. I mean, you know, everybody moved out of our way. Everybody was falling over themselves, trying to help us to do whatever the heck it was that we wanted to do. The women were screaming. The boys were trying to get anything they could get signed. The hotels were 5 stars and up. I remember looking up one day and said, well, Mom, I told you I'd get somewhere with this harmonica. You know,
So you went from playing.
I went from playing the sidewalk. I went from playing the sidewalk and playing in the metro and playing in and playing small clubs to playing Nebworth. You know, with 150, 200,000 people out front. You know. And so
How did it feel being out on stage like that?
Well, actually, man, it was pretty amazing, man, because you look out from the stage, and there are so many people that all of a sudden they don't look like people anymore. You know, it just looked like a field of pink grass as far as you could see back, man, in all directions. It was amazing, you know, because you know after about a half mile out, you can't see eyes and faces. You know, you just see forms. I was amazed.
Well, did you go through like a period of being nervous? You know what I'm saying? It's like you went from here to being with the Rolling Stones. You know, you're right here with Mick Jagger, and they immediately, you know, take you in. I mean, when you hit the stage for the first time, were you comfortable? Or how was it like?
Hey man, back in those days, I used to have help. You know, I used to take certain drugs that I didn't care. It was like I'm cool as a cucumber, cold as ice, and it was just about getting up there and playing my harp. You know,
Yeah.
I really didn't do too much thinking about the change. You know, it was just more money in my pocket. You know, girls galore. You know, so I was just having a good time. You know, I didn't really take in what a huge change had happened. I was just out there playing rock and roll and having fun.
Can you tell me something about Mick Jagger or something about the Rolling Stones that I wouldn't expect?